Take a walk with me. Follow me this way. It's dark right here. Watch the corner, my brother. Yeah, it's hot right now. The ancestors are watching. Let's talk about the soul that's before the vessel. Let's capture the essence. Paint the picture of the street. A master stroke. Now that's perfection. The soul is the essence. It's the answer before the question. The breaking point. We all the soul. Like the pimp before the stroll. The fuck before the hole. It's what you need. It's what you feel way, way below. The game before the dough. See, at Vault Records, capture the essence of the game. The message, the soul. See, we all the soul. We all the new.
And it'll never get old for what you did to my body, trying to stop my soul. You thought that you could separate the pain in my heart, but you hit me in my head and you raped my mother's box. I wanna let you know that you can't stop this man because my body is connected to my soul. Yeshua, Yahweh. Peace, man.
Like Yaki, I have awakened in my presence, nigga. Grams. For those who can relate. Real life. For those who can relate. 7 grams. For those who can relate. Let the real be real. Let the fake be fake. For the viper with a snake. Let my truth be spoke. Let my words be the change. Let the dog be the hope. Let the light be the shame. Right before I cheated, before I gave you the pain. Now all I see is the hate. The more you run, I chase. You claim you love me more. The more you said I changed. I heard you got a man, a nice diamond ring. I hope he treats you better. But did you do it for the love? Never did it for the lust. Only did it for the trust. Ain't never gave a fuck. Hard cold like a freezer. Turned into a demon. It might be cheap with a keeper. It might be better if you leave her. Word to the wise. So you gotta watch who you be with. And I know you say you gonna know that. But take the picture like a Kodak. You feel that? Real rap. You can see it in his eyes. You can see it in the touch. See the hate through the stare. There was my nigga for years. Heard you been ranting for months. Never money over drugs. Troll drugs over trust. Keep it locked in the vault. Middle finger to the judge. We could just take it to court. Like I just do it to fuck. Like I just do it for sport. I ain't never gave a fuck. Nigga changed like the season. Heard it changed like the remix. Turned into a demon.
Relate is to make a connection and the social aspects of our developments, but I feel your sympathy about our relationship. But then my own brother calls me and he jumped off ship. If I can stand in this time, I would tell you this: if you don't relate, you won't exist.
Like a runaway slave, like I'm still trapped in the maze. like I'm still trapped in a cage. Can't tell your head from the shame. Bullet wounds left from the gauge. Man, he's so young, but he's still fighting from the rage. Boy, to a man, can't even tell a nigga age. Tattoo scars still remain, just another pawn in the game. Only quick change, searching for the source of the pain. Shit is not a game, put Steph Curry in the game. Shooting long range, man, a lot of traffic in the lane. It was all eyes in the game, we was all officials in the game. 3 seconds called in the lane, had to blow the whistle on the man. So many fouls in the game. See, we hustle on the corner, call that prostitution. Huh. So who's the revolutionary? Like Huey Newton. So who defines the hustle? From the user, from the useless. We know the game, we know the hustle, we know the pain. We lost bundles. Look, I was on the block, just watch. Money made, nigga, no profit. Trying to unlock it like a locksmith. I'm just planning my escape like they planning to remain. Had to break free from the chains. Had to pull a pistol on the man. They can have the money and the fame. Let them niggas have all the pain. Big chief walking on the land. Now we the owners of the land. Now we can have all the money in the bag. No more living in fear. Looking at yourself. Niggas saw the devil in the mirror. Told them, get it how you live, nigga. House nigga feel, 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 nigga. House nigga feel. How I feel to be around, nigga. How I feel. How I feel to be a real nigga. Are you true? So we hustle. We cry for this nigga. We die for this nigga. Are you a real nigga? More than words, nigga.
7 grand. That's what's up. That's what's up. That shit was alright. That was alright. That's what I'm talking about. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That was hitting. That was hitting.
Chinese secret now. Yes. Did you not pay attention in your history class, partner? Wake up. Yes, sir. Partner, wake up. Yes, sir. Partner, wake up, son. It is written that there's nothing new under the sun. Nothing new. And that the first shall be last, and the last shall be first. So take your position. Don't you know you are part of that scripture, yo? Yo, you've been getting it away and we can knock you down. Yes, but we gon' bring the light, yeah. A Max B production, baby. You know what it is. Listen, I'm known to tell you to fight back. There's no need to sell crack just to live back. Why don't black superstars simply give back when they know it's a struggle just to live black? Can you picture that, Mr. Aristocrat? I'm coming from the bottom, rising to the top.
Shit, just to live black.
The CDs I drop, I won't flip flop like a black bass, but I will put a message in the song before I bust your ass. We were first class living, worse than slaves of the earlier days. When we adapted the ways of the slave master, I stand upon it. The very rock which put your people in bondage just to get 100. The big face kind, and it don't matter if it's making people lose their freaking mind. That's why I'm speaking mine. Hopefully they change yours to pull you out of these streets from these drugs and strange whores. Huh. It's a love out there. It's anybody care. It's a love out there. It's like we died inside, no longer having pride. We're still for rides, a new skill to hide. And like the red tide, go and get our heads dyed. Rebel against the laws in the cities we reside. Sleep the circumstance, though our eyes open wide. Fail to coexist, let alone coincide. Eat chicken many ways, but prefer it fried. Like your man on death row when his relatives cried. Is death a mistake because somebody lied? And we can only pray that Christ is by his side. Convicted on the statement implied with no proof. Now will the warden cry that he killed another youth? I truly doubt it, that's why we stay in the booth. Just cause it ain't enough, we should demand to show proof. And if they overlook our voices, then we raise the roof. Which one of y'all do? Seeing that I feel like I'm a slave.
Baby girl Slaughter, Mr. Lone Wolf, Chatahaya, Mr. Lone. What's going on? Mondo. What's going on, beloveds? What's happening? What's happening? We get started here in a few minutes, all right?
A slave to the system.
I'm just eating some my pasta, pesto, and a little bit of homemade tomato sauce. That's it.
A slave to the system. Then I broke free. Though I may not be with. I want to see my folk free.
Delicious.
A slave to the system. Then I broke free. Though I may not be with. I want to see my folk free. Hold up a minute, fam. Let me ask you this. Did your last promotion offer you an ass to kiss? Hashtag for this. I know a better way. Admitting honestly. Wonder why you bastard shit. Your heart's got to be right to make you from here. For animosity and hate, you can place it here. No time for pity. We partying all the way. No time to be the victim. We got a call to take. Keep it square and watch God fall to fake. A linebacker reads well before they call to play. Hoping you always say. Hoping we always pray. Invest a little bit of time in a taller day. Forget the ball and play. We got stats in Israel. Much more than the show. No lust for the cause of throwbacks. In fact, give them all the a slave to the system. Then I broke free. Although I may not be with. I want to see my folk free. A slave to the system. Then I broke free. Although I may not be with. I want to see my folk free. A slave to the system. Then I broke free. Although I may not be with. I want to see my folk free. A slave to the system. Then I broke free. Although I may not be with. I want to
This
see
right
my
here,
folk free.
Tolu, 7 grams, DJ. Y'all got an album. Westside can put all this together. I be in the studio. I got writing soup, and I got a different flow. I'm one of them old school cats that can do twisted type rapping or whatever, fast, slow, tell stories. It's crazy, man. If y'all want, with Fiat still available, we know they bankrupt right now, but it's a recess. We be all richer and touring and no booty bandits and fake security and none of that. Take it back to the days, the Grandmaster Bass and the Fairy Fox, the message. And no fake ass Jews nowhere around.
I want to see my folk free. A slave to the system. Then I broke free. Though I may not be with. I want to see my folk free. A slave to the system.
Because it's not about getting rich with us. It's about the people being enriched. But the people are so caught up in the way they're living, it probably won't happen. Shit, I built a studio right here or down in Tucson when we built that big, what you call it? Ronald's joint. And everybody have that studio time going there. Yo, we have everything pumping out, being sent around. If they don't want to play it, we'll buy our own channel, our own station, and bust it. Send everything. Because you know, streaming it, people listen to it when they get hooked, especially the orthodox community. We don't need nobody. That's who we are. Hell, we can dig our own gold. Marginalize our own. That's what they're afraid of. Anyway, let me show you the book I got. What's going on? Hey, Devin Demore, what's going on, beloved? A plan is great without an idea is great without a good plan, but we can definitely do it. You dig what I'm saying? All right, baby girl Slaughter. I appreciate all of you. I truly do. So the book I received that I showed you when I was doing a little truck talk. This is remember I was talking about it? This one came before other ones I've ordered. Like, what the heck? Well, actually, I paid $12 for us to get here kind of quick. So, yeah, $12. Shep's World's Fair photograph being a collection of original copyrighted photographs, authorized and permitted by the management of the World's Columbian Exposition, all described in crisp and beautiful language. I want to suggest something. If you built a great country, would you want to destroy it? If it was free energy, couldn't you manage that to make people pay for it with them being ignorant of its truth? See, it's easy to devalue the world that they say they created and show the truth of who we are just because we are not doing what we did. Well, obviously there are those who are doing it. We do it with a different knack. Something to think about. Look at that. There's pictures in here
They got me like, you got to be kidding. And then they have the pictures that they made too. Okay. But it's a conscription. It's multiplexed. It's based on the world before the betrayal and deception. There are some statues that show pale skins. And even melanated people, they painted white to look like they were pale skins when they were melanated with long blonde, green and blue eyes, hazel and blue eyes. Sky was what the eyes were called then. And all this, they didn't build it. It wasn't like, let's just tear it all down, use the stuff, and no. You know where the people came from. You know the truth. And they're not what you think they are. They didn't build this. We're rhythmic. We're harmonic. We have this thing about us that seems to be, I'm looking at some people dance, and I'm like, who is you, brother? Where did you get that from, sister? Too busy attempting to emulate things. So this book is on the Columbian Exposition, which would be Chilago, right? 2 years. They couldn't build a tenth of that in 2 years. My cat is up there having a ball, y'all. He is up. Let me show you. I'm just going to show you. I'm kidding. Oh, why did it do that? That's how he would deal with a mouse and a bird. He don't let go. That's how for you. So this book is exceptional. So I'm actually going to be taking pictures from it. Though it's copywritten, I'm going to actually put the note in the description and in there when we set up to go live. When I set up to go live with the end picture and everything on the tablet, so that way I can bring these pictures all up and give you the background. 2 years, and this is just a part. And you must know that this is the Manufacturers and Liberal Arts Building. Look at them tiny people. First time there, all dressed up. Because normal people wouldn't be dressed up to go into these places. They were visiting something they never seen, besides the wars that destroyed plenty. I skimmed through this book for the last 30 minutes. It's phenomenal. While I was making my pasta. Phenomenal. Anyway, let's go ahead and we're going to get into reading. Anybody else come in? So I hope that with this little information I shared earlier, I don't want to do a lot because it kind of robs from making any kind of currency and stuff like that to go towards books and stuff. But they're robbing it also. So I had 99 views on one live I was talking about. Turned around and went and looked at it, no cursing. And they put it for ads. Don't need no ads. It was, so I put the appeal in, like, you're going to stop this. I guess they want to play dangerous. Anyway, and then when I looked at it, I had 22 likes and 5 views. I was like, why are these people on drugs? Thank goodness I took a screenshot. These people are seriously on some kind of drug. A bad drug, mind you. Excuse me. And they like to play scary. Oh, well. Okay, we're going to get into Exposing Expositions, 1851-1915. This is Howdy McCoskey's revised 2021 from his 2019. He decided to get into this after looking at it for a number of times. I actually read some more bio on him during the fake demic. And his first one, I told you I have it. You'll never see me read it. He did an exceptional job. I'm going to turn the oven off here in a minute. Let me turn it off because it will go crazy for a minute. That thing will beep, beep, beep. What, you tore it off, bro? How'd you tear it off, man? Dude, what do you want, bro? And I'm not putting another one on there, man. You really tore it off, man. I'm not putting another one on there. And that's why you ran and hid like that so fast. Why you took it all the way upstairs. What's yours? It's yours. He brought and bit on that thing, and he popped it off the string. Dude, you on steroids or something, man. Dude, you on steroids, bro. Why did he ran upstairs? Why he ran upstairs? That must be from his mom's gene. She must have been abused and thrown out or something. I don't do that. Anyway, let's go ahead. Suppose exposition 1851, 1915, revised 2021 from 2019 by Howdy Mikowski. All right. Court of Honors. There's excellent pictures in this book. Oh, phenomenal. So I'm at the bar, one of those little cameras that he's got in his mouth. He came back down. He ran from me. He's with it in his mouth. Is it stuck, Papa? You hear him? It's got a little bell and everything. He's going crazy. It's like a dog with a new throat, with a new ball, a squeezy, you know. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into this because I can go on all day about him being crazy today. Oh my goodness. It's been funny. All right, let's get into it. We discussed the government building and the manufacturing liberal arts building, which was phenomenally. I mean, they can put up to 300,000 people in there. We're talking about room. So let's go ahead into the electricity. Electricity was a major part of the fair. There was a war to see who would gain the electricity rights between General Electric Company, backed by Thomas Edison. Listen to this again. I really want you to listen. Electricity was a major part of the fair. There was a war to see who would gain the electricity rights between General Electric Company, backed by Thomas Edison, and J.P. Morgan, and Westinghouse, using Nikola Tesla's alternating current system. They didn't create nothing. Nikola Tesla was only further formatting what he learned here and in Paris. Anyway, Tesla's alternating current system. Westinghouse won out, but not with bitter feelings between the two. They both tried to ban the other's products from use at the fair. Now, Tesla was considered a mad scientist, but that is only because he may have fully understood the ancient way of generating and using power. The ancient way of generating and using power. Used in all the medieval structures. In the center of the building and forming a part of the exhibits of the General Electric Company. Frequencies and vibrations. Yes, people. Literally with frequencies and vibrations between the earth, the electric field on the bottom, and the esprit, the electric field from the top, and the ozone in the middle. What does that sound like? Doesn't that sound like copper, coal? Well, you know the things, lithium, the things that make up a battery. Anyway, in the center of the building and forming a part of the exhibits of the General Electric Company was the Edison Tower, Tower of Light, with thousands of miniature lamps arranged in crystal. It would be like a forerunner to the main building 20 years later at the 1950 San Francisco Fair, Tower of Jewels, along with electrical displays. You got to remember, they didn't create this electricity that was being used. The building still had the domes and still had those contemporary spheres with the mercury and everything else, not the mercury you see today, but the mercury and the copper and all the things that would allow from gyro or from the underwater. All these buildings had heating and cold that would generate with the organs and everything else to gather frequency literally from the air and store it and disperse it as if the buildings and the earth was a capacitor and an energy source. That's all I'm going to say to that. Thomas Edison's kinetoscope, searchlights, a seismograph, switchboard, electric incubators for chicken eggs, and Morse code telegraph. One of Tesla's many exhibits was called the Egg of Columbus, a metal egg that spun on a disc to demonstrate a rotating magnetic field. The electrical building was the only one at the fair, along with the machinery building, with giant towers around it. The first question is why? Many of the fair buildings have domes, but only the electrical and machinery buildings had towers. So why do the two buildings that need the most electricity have the towers? I think many researchers have it correct. Towers and domes are a part of the ancient system of creating free energy from the atmosphere. It is possible that the electrical building was not just a place to house all the electrical exhibits, but was in fact an energy generating power station on its own. The Palace of Fine Arts. They couldn't build this in 10 years if they wanted to back then in the 1800s. As I stated, we not only repaired the Capitol and the Franklin House, they call the White House, we designed and built it. The Palace of Fine Arts is one of only 7 structures still standing today and is now the Museum of Science and Industry. It still stands today, so if you're in Chicago. It exhibited some of the finest painting, sculpture, and statuary in four great courts. The Chicago Tribune wrote of the building, the style of architecture adapted in the buildings was the great iconic order and the blending and adaptation of what was most perfect in the past was such as to secure an effect, if not in the exact sense original, at least of great harmony and grandeur. Harmony and grandeur. Around 50 feet high and resting on a basement raised 9 feet above the ground. The building is 320 by 500 feet and covers an area of nearly 5 acres. Yes, 9 feet above the ground. At the middle is a giant rotunda, 125 feet high, along with a dome. The reason the palace still exists today is because it was supposed to have been built with a brick substructure under its plaster facade. To get insurance for all the artwork, the building had to be fireproof. But why only put brick in this one building? And why did only the art in this building need insurance? Were there not priceless artifacts all over the expo? Why did so much of the other treasures not require fireproof spaces? There are photos of the building several years later. Like in 1924, it does look to be in a rather bad state of being when the photo was taken. Is it from being a temporary structure or from being so old? Questionable. This building will be mentioned again when I share a quote from Bancroft that may in fact show that the building narrative of these fairs are complete lies. They had the visitors come here, probably newborns from funding homes in their 20s, and they showed them the new world. And to allude to the fact of colorism, if y'all remember when race was created and all that other fake stuff and colorism, that would be roughly the exceptionally awesome time to take the children of the Cabbage Patch Kids and the other children of the orphans and give them a world that never existed because of the wars that they will lie about in history to allude to us being something we were never meant to be. Because even though we were not allowed to be in the human zoos, we worked a lot of security and police roles. Information's out there. It's just won't they ever wake up out of their coma to know the truth. And there was no Mongols and Mongols, only those that were part of the damn Wild Wild West show of Mr. Custer. Well, you know, Mr. Buster, not Custer. You know, I hate saying his name. I do. And I told you about them being Arab and Mongols playing Indians with head feathers and everything. Yeah. And we were teaching a lot of them because they were molesting our people who were never gay as well in the Indian schools. We were right in those schools with them. But whenever it became picture day, y'all know how it goes. Class, come over here. It's time to take a picture. All this was by order. And then our people, thank goodness, the pictures exist in those same damn fake ass boarding schools, those Indian training schools, where our people were literally teaching them how to do the things that the children and the adults did. And if they're watching, you want to challenge me on it, please do. Please. Next, we get into state and country. Okay. They're probably running all over to the Pellskins telling the story. I can see it now. This is what someone said. Yeah, like I give two rats' asses. Excuse my French. Heaven Bearers, the Great Reset of 1834 and the Mud Flood. 57th and Southside Drive. Oh, South Shore Drive? All right. You been over there, beloved? Hey, Ocelot, what's going on, beloved? What's cracking? You been over there, huh? Vietnam Seas, what's going on? Grand Elevations, what's happening, beloved? Yo, bro, you got to take some pictures, bro. You know what I'm saying? Walk around and do like a 15-minute and video in front of it. You know, I'm over here. You don't have to mention my name or nothing, beloved. And look for things that look out of place. And then if you see anything that's showing like little windows or whatever, like show pictures, like do like a little live original Lone Wolf, like walking around it, you know, if they didn't block it off by now, you know what I'm saying? And say, yo, and see it for yourself. Knowing what I just stated, It's much older. It's like the one in New York they call the post office. Oh, it's no different. Oh, yeah. I used to sit out there with all the people sitting up on those big steps, looking for like they were made for giants, getting high and drunk, don't have a clue of where they're sitting at. I used to just converse with a few people, you know, before going to buy my Black Horse comics. Anyway, let's go ahead. Heaven's Bearers, the Great Reset of 1834 and the Mud Flood. Janine Helen. Of course, you know, I'm sure in South Africa, for those who, in South Africa who never seen her. She has I believe, a Facebook, Instagram. I don't think she has a Twitter account. You can Google her name, Janine Helen, Heaven Bearers, and it'll pull it up and you can see the whole picture. It's actually a bigger picture than that. And she has many others. Okay. Chapter 17. Woo-hoo! Here we go. Cliffhanger, my apologies. Not. Okay. Chapter 17. I am exhausted. Can we find somewhere to rest? She asked them. And Malcolm can see the exhaustion on her face. Bonnie isn't sure where she was or why she experienced what she did, but it made her feel uneasy and worried for the first time. She was gone for 4 hours and had Malcolm and Henry absolutely frantic with worry. Both Malcolm and Henry arrived in this place at that same time, but she was nowhere to be seen. They searched everywhere for her and eventually didn't know what else to do but wait. Malcolm knew she would show up eventually, and she did. I don't know what to expect, but I am worried, Malcolm. Her eyes reflect her worry and pain, and the bright blue color is cold and faded. We need to head to the mountains tomorrow. I can feel a storm is coming, and it will be a bad one. There is a crackling cold in the air, and she huddles up closer to him, hoping his warmth will keep her from feeling so cold and alone. Her shoulders are heavy and sore. She has been carrying this intense weight of having created the mud flood, of killing all the Tartarians, and she can't do anything about it. Will saving them now somehow be her redemption? Her stomach is growling, and she is starving with hunger. Remember, she's pregnant. But there is nothing here to eat. There is no rocks, trees, plants, or animals anywhere. There is nothing here. Henry mutters under his breath and glances over at Malcolm. What are we going to do? He gets up and starts kicking at the snow on the ground in frustration. We are lost, Bonnie. You got us lost, Bonnie. I thought you were our savior. Where are we? He is upset and starts to panic and throw himself onto the floor. She crawls over to him and rubs her hand over his back gently and starts to hum that lullaby. La-di-da-da. You know. It calms him and he stops crying. And that blue butterfly that she saw earlier lands on her hand that is placed on his back. She carries on humming and watches as more and more butterflies descend down onto them, and they light up their surroundings to reveal a hidden door among the vast nothingness. It is big, at least 4 meters high, and it has no door handle. Henry, get up quickly. She looks over at Malcolm, and he is already walking towards it. He runs his hands over it carefully. It emits a pale blue light and gives him a sharp electric shock. Ouch! He pulls his hand away and rubs a spot where the door shocked him on his hand. The door is made out of wood, silver in color, and has a soft texture. She sticks out her index finger and traces her finger from the right to the left of it slowly and watches how a drop of blood trickles down it. It is soft, but it is sharp, almost like it is covered in a million pieces of broken glass. She isn't talking to Malcolm or Henry, but to herself, almost as if she is thinking out loud. What is it that you want from me, Cassiel? We are here. We would like to enter, she says, and continues to inspect it. It is tiny pieces of diamond. Malcolm says after taking a good look at the stones. What did you say? she asks and glances at him with a frown. Malcolm's statement has caught her full attention. Did you say it is covered in diamonds? He nods, but doesn't see the importance in that statement. Diamonds? Diamonds? Friggin' diamonds? She screams and sighs out loud. Ha! She is very frustrated now, and it feels as if she should know what to do. What am I not seeing? I am so tired of all these riddles. Why can't it open? Why can't it just open? I am Daphne, the niece of King Finn. It should know this and open the moment it senses my presence. Might be nosy. Those fish, I saw them earlier when I was stuck in that place. What do they mean? She asks with intrigue as she stares at them. Malcolm and Henry look at her perplexed and keep staring at the door to try and figure out a way to open it. She sees a very big fish. It is at least twice the size of the other fish, and it swims towards the door and crashes hard into it. The earth shakes again, and she braces herself against the ice layer on top of the lake. Move back, she screams, and kicks her feet up against the door to give herself enough distance from it. And in that very moment, the heavy right side of the door swings open and crushes the ice in front of it, with the swinging motion of it opening. This causes a ripple effect, and the rest of the ice begins to crack and drop off, piece by piece, into the freezing lake. Malcolm! She can feel herself dropping off of a slippery block of ice, and she lands into the freezing cold water. I can't swim! She screams and bobs her head out of the water and tries to catch a breath of air, but her dress is heavy. Now that it is wet and Malcolm can't reach her, she feels the fish swimming all around her. She feels the fish swimming all around her, and she calls out to them for help. They understand her and work together to push her up and out of the water. This gives her the opportunity to take a deep breath and cough out the water that started to fill up her lungs. Malcolm and Henry dash towards the door. With only a moment to spare, Malcolm grabs her by the sleeve of her dress and tugs her up into his arms and almost levitates with her inside. The door slams shut behind them and they fall to the hard ground. They can hear how the rest of the ice crumbles away on the other side. And they get up and onto their feet, breathless and in shock at what just transpired. Bonnie, look! Henry shouts and walks ahead of them. She follows his footsteps and realizes that they are in a paradise. Wow, Malcolm, I think we made it, she says as she stares at Henry. He is smiling from ear to ear like a Cheshire cat. Malcolm doesn't share her enthusiasm and isn't smiling. He has a concerned expression on his face, and he is analyzing his surroundings. This can't be real. This doesn't exist, he mutters to himself and feels a sharp pain suddenly. He turns to her and reaches for his neck. In confusion, and blood starts dripping down his neck. Paradise disappears, and she sees Cassiel standing 50 meters away from them with a bunch of other men. He is standing with his left leg perched up on a rock in front of him, and he is holding a round and spiky blade in each hand. Bonnie understands what is happening, and she tries to reach over for Malcolm when time suddenly stands still, except not for Cassiel. He leaps forward and grabs her by the neck and throws her across the empty space where she was standing. She starts to move uncontrollably in the direction he throws her, only to stop midair and swing right back at him, and she gently lands on her feet. Her eyes turn a dark and luminous blue, and she gives off an electric shock that makes Cassiel and his men drop to the floor in agony. Cassiel fights her, and she can feel he is strong, but she is stronger, and she keeps him pinned down to the ground. Okay, girl. Because, yeah, when I said it gets spicy, oh, this is going to be the Thriller Manila, the Battle Royale. It's going to be heavy. Oh, man, that was about 40 minutes. Appreciate you guys listening. I hope you enjoyed the reading. There's a lot of things going on in the world, but we're a lot of things going on in the so-called world. And again, I appreciate you guys. I was going to read a little longer, a little over an hour, and I said, no, finish eating. It's getting dark. Slowly, the light is lasting a little longer than getting dark at 5. Remember, it's getting dark. They sprayed like crazy, not throwing energy that way. But it's pretty much getting dark by about 6:30 and 7 now. So I guess the time will be changing soon. No, I guess it already did, didn't it? So everything is, I hate the time, but everything is moving as predicted. Again, I appreciate y'all. I can't wait. Ron will come up. We do the podcast, and hopefully some of you other ones come up. You know what I mean? And then I'm going to go ahead and start. Well, I'm going to go to Walmart and see if they have it tomorrow. Or some miniature cameras so I can take pictures of each one of these. Not every one of them. So that way I can do a little commentary on those buildings. And I want to make sure that they're just as fine as the pictures themselves. Because this is a ton of photos of the old world. Okay? Inside. Look at that. Inside and out. Look at how big the chair is. Do y'all see that? Come on, man. Everything. This is just, listen to me. This is monotonous. This is monotonous. Look at, I'm going to hold this up. Y'all look at this. And now I'm getting off of here. Do you see what we're capable of? The resonation. Do you remember how it resonated in there? Imagine. Anyway, I appreciate y'all. It's nothing but peace, prosperity, regardless of what happens. Nothing but love and respect, my beloved sisters, and to my brothers. We protect all this. We really need to get hot in making that happen. All right? See y'all tomorrow.